Hey everybody, I am back. Due to the fact that Totally Terrifying Toys, Dangerous or Curious was an international sensation, I had to throw together a sequel. So here it is, Totally Terrifying Toys 2, Creepy and Coming to Get You. And I won't bore you with a long pre-commercial. I just want to jump right in so you know the drill. Subscribe below, yada yada yada. All right, here we go. 10 carefully curated, totally terrifying toys for your visual cortex massage. Enjoy this guilty pleasure. It's just a little bit of fun and perhaps a walk down memory lane for some of you. At number 10 is the 1979 Kenner Xenomorph action figure. You know him as that lovable alien from Ridley Scott's movie, and anybody who saw the original movie knows this was definitely not for kids. You know, back when rated R meant rated R, apparently back then parents were too lazy to get up, with the screams of their children's nightmares after watching movies like this. But enter Kenner. They just wanted to follow up their wildly successful Star Wars toys, and he was from outer space, so there's the logic for you. Sadly, the sales of this 18-inch beast were incredibly poor, and after the stir of parental outrage, and this is pre-Twitter mind you, Kenner had no choice but to pull this action figure from the shelves. This is when you would actually write letters to a company about your outrage, grassroots style. So they really hated this toy. Today, new in the box, these are $500 to $1,000 online. My favorite function he had was his glowing evil brain function. That's a hell of a function. Anyway, number 9 is a Bandai toy robot from 1985. Sounds harmless, right? And I kept thinking when I saw this box, it was just an unfortunate case of lost in translation. But when he arrived in the US, his box read 1985 Bandai God Jesus Robot. And that used to happen back in the day with imported toys. The translation might have meant something else. So it's really funny if you read some old instruction manuals or directions because they read like Mad Libs. But when I saw his accessory, I actually knew he was probably supposed to be called the God Jesus Robot. Anyway, plus one of the box panels appears to show a girl praying for a boy and the robot granting the wish, just like a God Jesus robot would do. All right. Number 8, it's another Kenner toy presenting Hugo, the man of 1,000 faces, and he's from 1975, and he's not Dr. Evil, even though I wonder if Kenner ever thought about suing Mike Myers. He came with a hairpiece, mustache, beard, some horrific sets of teeth and scars. You know what, let's get back to the teeth for a second. These are supposed to be disguises, right? So if 90% of these disguises look to me like you were trying to sneak into an insane asylum or a nuclear fallout shelter or Hannibal Lecter's dungeon, kind of weird costumes. Anyway, number 7. It's a hard to find toy, but some of you must have had it. 1970 Marx Skinny Bones. And he was actually part of a whole family that included Ginny Bones and their dog Ham Bones. Anyway, odd for sure. I used to sell a lot of toy collections, and I had actually found these heads before and never knew what they went to in estate cleanouts. Years later, I saw the box to one of these, doing some research for something completely different, and the mystery of the creepy toy box doll head had finally been solved. Doesn't that sound like an episode of Scooby-Doo? Yeah, it kind of does. All right, number 6. This comes to us from 1965, and it's from the Topper Toy Corporation, and it's the 6-finger spy toy gun. It's called the 6-finger as it turns what would have been a birth defect of having a 6th finger into a weapon that shoots all sorts of choking hazards. It shoots an SOS message, a secret bullet, a fragmentation bomb, whatever the heck that is, a message missile, and a cat bomb, all of which are the perfect size to lose, hurt somebody, or get lodged in your throat. Great wholesome fun, and oh yes, every boy thought it looks just like a finger. All right, number 5, just the name alone, Poopsie Slime Surprise Unicorn. That's all I should have to say. But the box said each time you feed your surprise unicorn and sit her on her glitter potty, she creates a surprise collectible unicorn poop. Transform your unicorn poop over and over again, and 20 more magic surprises can come out. I don't even want to know what that means. And by the way, that's still available online. It came out in 2018. All right, it's nothing for number 4 to fetch $500 on eBay these days, and he was $39.50 in 2010, and that's a heck of a markup. He's Babyface from Disney's Toy Story series, and I'm pretty sure I would have asked Santa for this one. This is a great example of trying to predict what will be hot in toys. A lot of the times, it's the oddball toy that didn't sell well from a popular series, like this guy. You know, a toy from a movie or a show that might have originally been a flop and then had a cult following, that's also pretty cool. Kind of like the original Hasbro Nightmare Before Christmas dolls, because they didn't expect them to be really popular. All right, number 3 is from 1964, and it's Mattel's Creepycrawler Kit. I had to have that in here. Kids were supposed to heat this thing up to 300 degrees, kids mind you, then pour a substance called plastic goop into metal molds, bake them, let them cool, all while the fumes are coming out, and create plastic bugs. The instructions said to wait before removing them. Sure, a kid's gonna wait. And then this, this baby burned fingers, lungs, stuck to everything. Pretty gross. Very popular, of course. And then they came out with an edible version, and you guessed it, all the kids thought all of them were edible. Anyway, I've always believed the most dangerous toys out there were designed for the Darwin theory, kind of to thin the herd out a little bit, but the bullseye always seemed to be on little boys. But number 2 is all girl danger. It's Galoob's 1996 Skydancers, based on the hit cartoon. And these flying fairies are much more dangerous than they look. You pulled a ripcord, the launcher came out, and of course they went into people's faces. And there were hundreds of eye injuries, broken teeth, lacerations, and Galoob finally ended up recalling about 9 million of them. Good sellers though. Okay, here we are at number 1, and I just had to go here. It's the Ouija Board. Parker Brothers decided years ago that letting children, that can't drink, drive, or vote, talk to the dead. And what could go wrong? Have they ever watched a horror movie? And for those of you who say, oh, they don't work, it's not real, I say Beetlejuice, 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 Bloody Mary, and Candyman, Candyman,